Hey, welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic. In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily fix a Samsung washing machine that is not turning on at all. So if you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. Alright, so here is the washing machine in question. It's a very popular looking Samsung model. So this video is going to be applicable to pretty much any sort of Samsung that looks like this, which is pretty much anything that they've sold in the last 10 or 15 years. They all kind of look the same. But anyways, what's happening is that this thing's plugged in, but as soon as I go to hit the power button, is nothing happening. So I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot and fix this issue. And this video is going to be a little bit special in that I'm not going to use any sort of complex tools, because I got a few comments saying that people don't have tools like multimeters and things of that sort to test out these control boards or to test out power issues. So I'm just going to walk you through how to troubleshoot this using some common sense issues and just purely based on my experience. So let's get to fixing this machine now. Alright, so the very first thing you want to do, if you notice that your washing machine has no power right here, is make sure the outlet itself is okay. So just go ahead and unplug your machine and plug something else in and see if the outlet works. No tester needed for that. So in this case, I know it works. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug the machine. Then I'm going to turn around and we're going to be opening up the top because the issue is something internal. All right, so I managed to get behind the machine. I didn't actually have to turn it around. So that's a little bit helpful. But basically what we're going to do is once we verify that our wall outlet is good, we're going to open up this top portion right here and take a look at some of the wiring and also the control board itself. So to do that, you need to take off these 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're all Phillips head screws. Screws have been removed. Go ahead and just pop this panel up. Sometimes you can separate the 2 panels as well. Sometimes they just come off in one unit. There we go. That's how you separate the 2. And now we can just pull this one and flip it upwards like that. All right, so now we're just going to kind of look for context clues, some clues. So right now the machine is powered off. I mean, it's unplugged. I pulled the cord. And you kind of want to see if there's any sort of breakage in wire or any sort of burnt wire. And you just kind of want to follow your plug and go to the control board. Normally, if I was using a multimeter, I would just check the input going into the control board, which is this piece right here, and the output from the control board to the display panel. But I'm going to keep this video simple because I've been requested to do so by a few comments. So this is for those people. So I would just say the first thing after taking off the top would be to inspect it for any sort of wire breakage. And after that, I mean, as you can see, there's no wire breakage here. The second real giveaway is inspect it for roach droppings. Now, as nasty as that sounds, it is a very common issue. Cockroaches love control boards because it provides them a warm area to live because they give off heat. So what they do is the roach poop, which as you could see, those little tiny black dots can actually short out the control board and fry it. I've seen this many times. This is a common issue. It's not something that happens once in a blue moon. So as you could see from here, there is a little bit of black specks. I'm not going to touch them. We'll put on gloves in a short bit, but those black specks are actually roach poop. And if you have black specks, just for sure your control board has been shorted out and fried, and you can stop the investigation to see what's wrong with it right there. Since we see the black specks and the machine's not turning on, I'm fairly confident that the control board is shot, and so therefore I'm going to replace it. So to replace it, the first thing we need to do is we need to take this top cover up. It's just held on by clips on both sides, and then we're going to unplug all the wires and then undo these 2 screws. So 1 and 2. So just take your time, and it's not that difficult at all. If I haven't said it already, you do want to make sure that the power is off. You don't want to electrocute yourself doing this. But after that, you're just going to go ahead and unplug all of these connections. Now, if it gives you a peace of mind, you can take a picture so you know where everything goes. But honestly, all these connectors are keyed in a specific way where you can't put them anywhere else. So don't worry too much about doing that. All right, so after all of those connectors have been disconnected, just go ahead and undo these 2 screws. So 1 and 2. Screws have been undone. You will have to undo these clips as well. And it should come right out. I'm just going to use some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel to clean up all that roach poop. All right, so now it's time to replace the control board. So the best place I found for replacement control boards at a cheap price is eBay. Basically, if I have to replace a control board, that's where I get them from. Otherwise, it becomes too much of a financial impact to repair these washers and dryers. Most of these control boards on eBay can be found between 40 to 60 bucks. And I think if you can find a control board for less than 100 bucks, is well worth it to replace or to fix your washing machine. And most of them are out there for that price. And I've never had an issue with an eBay control board being bad. So I think there's a lot of honest people out there on eBay, because eBay has some fairly stringent return policies. So in terms of selling stuff on there. So if you're a buyer, that actually favors you. So I do recommend eBay for control board issues. All you have to do is just search that part number. So on this particular model, it's DC92-02003A. All right, so to put it back is pretty much just all of the steps, but in reverse, all the same steps, but in reverse order, where we're just gonna clip on the control board, put the 2 screws down, hook up all the connectors, put the cover back on, then put the panel into its spot, and then put the back panel back on. After that, we'll see if this thing actually fires up. So now it's the moment of truth. I've got the machine plugged into the wall over here. We've got a whole new control board. I'm gonna hit the power button. But before, when I was hitting it, nothing was happening. So there we got that beautiful characteristic Samsung chime. So basically that was how to figure out how to fix a Samsung washing machine that is not turning on without any sort of complicated or electrical measuring tools like a multimeter or a voltmeter. So basically, you were going to solve this issue by using context clues, whether there's some sort of break in the wiring or a burnt wire, or if there's any sort of insect droppings that could harm the control board. Now, hypothetically, if you do come across the issue where you can find neither of the two, you can't see a burnt wire or you don't see any sort of cockroach droppings, and you don't have a multimeter, well, now you have a 50-50% chance. It could be the interface board, which was that control board underneath the main control board that I replaced, or it could be the control board that, this is basically the interface board, by the way, but or it could be the control board that we replaced in this video. Now, I'm here to tell you that it's a more than 50% chance that it's actually the control board that we replaced in the video that's bad. I honestly haven't run into very much or any issues at all with this interface panel being bad. So I would say, just based on experience, most likely it's going to be, if you can't find any sort of other context clues, your power or your main control board is bad. Anyways, hopefully you found that video to be helpful, and if you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.